So let's assume you have this big bag of money, okay? And you said, okay, I'm gonna start investing in the cryptocurrency market. I want to 5x, 10x this big bag. Basically, if I have 10,000, I want 100,000. If I have 100,000, I want 1 million. So the questions you might be asking yourself right now is, when should I buy? What should I buy? Where should I buy? How should I buy? And as well, should I buy Bitcoin mostly, or should I buy altcoins, or should I buy any other coin? Or is there a dip? Where are we headed? Are we going up? Are we going down? Where are we going? Basically, I want to know where we're going because I need to 5x, 10x this big bag of money that I have. I don't want to end up with zero. So this is what we're going to discuss in this video. So to answer this question, I had to think. I had to get deep inside my head and think about, okay, you, Adham, listen. You as a successful trader, investor, analyst, businessman who has a PhD and has sent satellites into space, who Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and all those big names are jealous of and need time from, but you don't have time for them because you're helping your Discord group make money. So what would you do to get that bag of money, 5x, 10x, or even 20x it during the end of this bull market? What would you do? So after deep thought, I came up with a checklist, and I'm gonna share that checklist with you because, again, as I said, I'm amazing and I love helping a lot of people. So let me show you that checklist without making more jokes. So this is the checklist. This is the result of 5 hours of deep thought and focus that I got. So the title here is the Ultimate Investing Checklist by the most amazing person, which is beginner friendly. So to answer this question, what this checklist includes basically is fundamental and technical analysis. What do we mean by fundamental analysis? Is looking at the market, for example, looking at the market cap, looking at the diluted market cap, looking at the project for the altcoins, looking at the project itself, and looking who's leading those projects, who's the CEO, who's the founder, who's the team, and what are the project about, and what's the potential of the project, and also how's their marketing, who are they partnering up with, and what are their updates. Basically making sure that that the project is running, is up and running, is not some kind of scam or shitcoin that is gonna rug pull everyone. So at the technicals, what I mean by technicals is that you look at the support, resistance, basically drawing the lines, those weird lines that people draw on the graphs. That's the technical analysis, where you look at support and area and resistance areas to know where price would reject, the next point that price would reject, and the next point the price would go higher. And just to keep in mind, just keep one thing in mind, is that trading or investing or all this is a game of probabilities. Nobody in the world knows, especially in the cryptocurrency market, nobody knows whether we're going to go 100% up or 100% down. What you can do is, based on your skill and experience, say, okay, we're 80% more likely to go down than go up. So it's a game of probabilities. What's the probability? What's most probable, going up or down? So that's the only question you need to ask yourself. So the first question here in the checklist is, where are we in the Bitcoin's market cycle? So we know that Bitcoin usually pumps, dumps, and accumulates. So let's look at an example here. Bitcoin accumulates for a really long time, pumps and dumps, accumulates, then pumps and dumps. So how long does it accumulate for? Just looking at the statistics, just looking at Bitcoin behavior, just understanding what's happening in the market, is that Bitcoin pumped and dumped, pumps really quickly, dumps really quicker than how much it pumped, and accumulates forever. Like it takes 3 years for accumulation. And it happened similarly here. Let me just zoom up. Yep, so it accumulated, pumped and dumped, accumulated, pumped, and it's going to dump. So what's happening? Where are we? The first checklist, the first question is, where are we in the Bitcoin cycle? Basically, we're at the end of the pump and we're headed to a dump. So this is very important. Do not expect us to go another, let's say, 15x in Bitcoin. That would be like 60,000 times 15. Impossible. I don't want to use the word impossible, but very not likely for it to go to that kind of number, because we already did that pump and we need the dump. I'm waiting for the dump. So that's the first question. You just look for your altcoin, for your Bitcoin, whatever coin you're looking at, look for a pump and dump and accumulation. It's best to buy coins in accumulation, coins that have not pumped. The biggest mistake people make is that they buy coins when they're pumping, and they dump. Basically, those are the people who lose money. So what you need to do is buy low, sell high. It sounds super easy, But that's a big issue with people. They cannot get it right. So let's look at the second point here. The second point here is, what is the environment of Bitcoin? What is the environment of Bitcoin? Let's see. So Bitcoin. What's the environment of Bitcoin? Bitcoin, this is how you look at the environment of Bitcoin. Bitcoin made its all-time highs in around April. Yes, 16 April, okay? Then it dumped. Then it consolidated, went sideways. It was thinking. Bitcoin was thinking. People in the market were thinking, okay, is this a fair price? Should we go higher? Should we go lower? Where should we go from here? So they're basically what people were doing, buyers and sellers here, where they're making a decision. Okay, should we go higher or lower? What should we do? So they decided to go higher. They went higher. Then they went to this point over here around 52, 53K. And they thought to themselves again, we're going too high. This is overvalued. The price is overvalued. We need a dump. So they dumped. So they went to back up again, and they're basically we have some sort of consolidation here. See for how many days from 18 October until today we're consolidating in this region. So they're thinking, should we go down or should we go up? So that's the environment of Bitcoin right now. And why are they thinking at this point? Because they already breached this all-time high that happened in April, and they're like, okay, we've passed previous price. Bitcoin has never been here. What should we do now? Is it overvalued? Is it undervalued? Should we go higher, lower? What should we do? Or are there a lot of people in the market that we need to shake off? Basically, this machine over here, the Bitcoin machine over here, is designed in a way to shake off people, to basically scare people out and move in whatever direction it wants. So basically, it's trying to make a decision right now. That's the environment. Trying to make a decision. And also something to note that every time Bitcoin dropped, it dropped a really nice significant percentage. If you notice here, that's 25%. If you notice here, that's 26%. If you notice here, that's 26%. If you notice here, that's, one second. Notice here, that's around 20%. And if you notice here, that's 31%. But if you notice here, if we continue the trend, if we notice here, we haven't passed much. This is too high. Something's wrong with trading. Okay. So we just reached 18%. So based on historical data and patterns, this doesn't make sense. Bitcoin each time drops 25 to 30%, but now it just drops 15%. Something is wrong. We should see a drop somewhere here, in my opinion. So that's kind of environment. Basically, look at this. Just sit down today or tomorrow, whatever day, whenever you're free. Look at this graph and think to yourself, what are patterns here? Like for example, this is very random. It did a 1, 2, 3, 4, then dropped. It did a 1, 2, 3, 4, and dropped. It should do the 1, 2. Should we have a 3 and 4 and drop? Like it did 3 times. Is that probable? I mean, it does it. It's its behavior. Bitcoin acts like that. So basically, look at patterns. How long it took, for example, from here to here. How long we took from here to here. Is it shorter? Is it longer? What's happening? Basically, just look at this graph and compare. And try to understand what's happening in this graph. I cannot give you the answers for everything because you need to get a feel of what's happening in this graph. So try to do that. And it's going to be really beneficial. You're going to be a money machine, basically. You're going to understand how Bitcoin moves, and you're going to just move in with Bitcoin and make money with it. So let's move to point number 3. So point number 3, how much is the total market cap? What does total market cap mean? Basically, total market cap means how much money in the world is in Bitcoin. So I'm editing this video and I just found out that I keep on saying Bitcoin for total. Keep in mind that I mean the total money in the cryptocurrency market, not the total money in Bitcoin. So let's look at that. How you can see that is by going to something called total. Very hard. Total market cap. So right now, the total market cap is 2.786 trillion. Is it at the all-time high? Yes. New money is coming. Is new money coming into the market, to the cryptocurrency market? Yes. So how much do you expect? Go back to historical data of Bitcoin, basically, and look at the total market cap. How much did it increase? Let's do this together. It increased 12 times. So how much did it increase now? 14 times. So basically, look at historical data. What happens? What's happening? What's happening? Let's look at it until here. 10 times. This is only 166%. So what I could say about this is that Bitcoin has exceeded multiples every time before, but right now we're just 1.6 times. So at least I would expect a 5 time from here. But to be more conservative, I'm gonna expect till 7 trillion. So I have in mind right now as a practical numbers is 7 trillion and 10 trillion. I'm gonna be looking at those numbers. Whenever we reach the 7 trillion region, I'm gonna be like, okay, we're at a very critical moment here that I'm gonna expect something bad to happen because this is overextended for me. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna start selling. I've sold most of my portfolio by now, but I'm looking to re-enter, and I'm gonna sell mostly everything in this region over here when the market cap reaches in this region over here. So let's move to question number 4. Question number 4. How much of that total market cap is in Bitcoin? We know that Bitcoin is king, Ethereum is queen, okay? So how can we look at how much of that total market cap is in Bitcoin is by going to the dominance. So by the way, any coin you want, you just look at the dominance and you can find it over here. Most of the coins you can find it. So Bitcoin dominance, okay. 43.24%. What does that mean? Basically, that means that from the total market cap, the $2.78 trillion in cryptocurrency, 43% of that is in Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is king, that makes sense because most of the money is in Bitcoin. There's another website that I think I'm gonna pull it up after a while that shows the historical data about how Bitcoin dominance reacts regarding to Bitcoin over time in the cycle. So that's very important. What you could do is look at the BTC.D. I have this in the previous video. Look at BTC.D and look at total and just look at the times in the 2017, 2018 region. Study that really hard. It's because you're gonna find if history doesn't repeat itself, it for sure rhymes. So look at 2017, 2018 region, and also look at what happens to dominance. When dominance increases, that means new money is coming in. If total is increasing, dominance is increasing, new money is coming into Bitcoin. And if total is stable, let's say it's the same, and the dominance is decreasing here, that means money is going out of Bitcoin and entering some other altcoins. And what happens when money enters on any market? The price increases. Just imagine it's like water. It's like a bottle, okay? You have a bottle. If you put water in it, the level of water increases, right? So it's like that. Pouring money in it, price increases. Pouring money out of it, the price decreases. Imagine juice, whatever you want to imagine. But imagine something going inside, okay? So moving on to the other point. So coming to point number 5. Point number 5 says, what are the probabilities that Bitcoin would go lower or higher? This is based on technical analysis because you need to combine technical analysis with fundamental analysis to know what's the probability of us going higher or lower. So let me show you what I mean here. What I have on the charts and what I've been sharing in Discord group are these regions over here. There are 4 regions right now. So if you're above these regions, like say, for example, price is above here, for moving here, if we reach these regions, we're going to expect some kind of support, meaning that it's going to reject off this price. If we're moving here and price is moving here and reach this region, it's most probably going to be resistance and price is going to go down. So treat these regions right here, which I've shown, as possible support and resistance regions. Of course, you can do this and do this and do this and then start reacting to it. Depends on what the market will do, but these are most highly probable regions where the market should react, okay? So this is what I mean by what's most probable right now. Are we probably going to go up or down? So once the region is reached, you look, are we rejecting? Here shows us clear rejection, okay? And see it wicked down and went back up. So are we rejecting from this region? Yes, that's okay. We're more probable to go up from here. If we're not rejecting and we break this region, okay, we broke this region, so it's possibly going to be resistant to us and we're most probable to go down. Amazing Picasso drawing here. Love it. Anyways, going to another point. Point number 6. When should I take profits? Similar to what I said over here is, let me delete it. For example, I have these regions over here, right? If I'm in a long and I bought at this point over here, if price went down and I bought here, right? So if price comes back to this point, what would I do? I would take profit. I would take minus 20% of my profits. Again, if price went back to, let's say, this point over here, I'd take another minus 20% of the profits. I keep on taking the profits on the way up until the target is reached, because I don't want to keep all my capital in exposed basically until we reach the target. That's not safe for me. I want to take the profits as much as I can through the whole journey up. That's why we need to look at where we are in the market cycle. As we go further in the market cycle, we're at more risk, so it's going to be more risky for me. I don't want to take that much risk and lose my money in crypto and see the profits but not actually take it. So I keep on taking profits on the way up. And again, with the total market cap, if you notice that I said look at 7 to 10 trillion. So if we're at 7 to 10 trillion, that's a region for me where I need to take massive profits, because I know something's going to be happening. Even if we're going to go higher for another, let's say 0.5x, I don't want that money. I'm fine with my profits, and I don't want to risk it, because getting the exact top is really hard. So take your profits, enjoy life. Why do you want to risk your money? Why do you want to exactly get the top? The final point is, what is the current narrative in the crypto industry? It's optional. It's not necessary to know, but if you know, you know the coins that are most likely to pump. For example, right now, Facebook called themselves Meta, right? So what coins pump? Metaverse. What coins? Other coins are pumping? The gaming coins. So basically, right now we're in this. The current narrative is crypto, gaming, and metaverses. That's why those coins are pumping. Look at Sand. Look at Eng. Look at Mana. Look at all those coins are pumping really hard, because of we're in that region. The narrative is metaverse is the future and crypto gaming is the future. All this is the future. So that's why those coins are pumping. Imagine any new person who hasn't been in crypto, okay? He comes and says, okay, I want to invest in crypto, but I've seen the news that Facebook changed to Meta. So I think metaverse coins are really good. So that's why they keep on buying meta coins. What happens when you pour money or pour something inside a certain market? It goes up. So that's what I mean by this point. But it's optional. It's not a necessary point to answer in order to get everything right. So let's do a quick revision of what we talked about in the checklist, just to put everything together. Where are we in the Bitcoin's market cycle? It's very to know. Are we pumping? Are we dumping? Are we consolidating? You can do this for the altcoins that you're looking at. What is the environment of Bitcoin? I talked about, I think, in details. How much is the total market cap, and how much of that is in Bitcoin? And for example, let me show you something really quickly here. For other altcoins, you can for example, Ethereum. You write ETH.D, okay? For sushi, let's say, not the food, the coin, is sushi.d. So whatever coin you want to just look at the dominance, which is how much percentage is in that coin. The third point here is the total market cap. We know that. The fourth point, we talked about it. The fifth point, what's the probabilities going higher and lower? This is based on support and resistance regions, which you've identified by the technical analysis. What's the maximum I can make? Okay, this is very important. I think I skipped this question, right? So what's the maximum I can make if I put all my capital in Bitcoin from here? So let's think this way. You're an investor. You have that bag of money. And you say, okay, I want to 10x, 5x this. So we look at Bitcoin prices around 60 something thousand. So how much would the 5x in Bitcoin be? It would be 300K. Bitcoin should go to 300K for me to make a 5x. Is it worth it? Will it happen? Is it highly probable to happen? In my opinion, no. Right now, I don't think Bitcoin is a wise choice. It's not a wise choice to invest in Bitcoin. While other altcoins would give you a 10x, Bitcoin might give you another 1x, 2x. 1x meaning staying at the same place. So look at other coins. In my opinion, right now is best to look at other coins, but it's up to you. At the end, in the bear market, basically what you need to do is accumulate Bitcoin. when everything dumps, and it's surely gonna dump. Everything's gonna lose its value at around 80 to 90%. That happens every time. Every time we have a dump, it loses 80 to 90% of its value. So when it loses 80% and you've made your profits and you've got your profits out and you're holding your profits, get Bitcoin. Just keep it and until the next bull run. We're going to talk about that in much more detail when you have the bear market. I'm going to set another plan here, but for now, you understand what I mean. We're at the end of the bull cycle. Looking at this checklist again, we're at the end of the bull cycle. You know the environment, you know the total market cap, you know the probabilities by the technical analysis. I'm giving that in the Discord group all the time. And what's the maximum capital I can make and where should I take my profits? Basically on the next technical analysis regions, and keep on taking on your way up until you reach the 7 trillion to 10 trillion region. And also what's the current narrative in the crypto industry is basically looking at what people are talking about right now. I can tell you they're talking about gaming and metaverses. So NFT will have its time. So these coins are most likely to pump the most. Look at these coins. I'm gonna give you a bonus here. Look at these coins. These coins I'm invested in, and I'll be investing in much more. I'm gonna put that in Discord. Basically, I'm gonna put a list of the coins that I'm looking at. To when we get that dump, I'm gonna for sure get them. And I have a USDT aside. It's very wise to keep 20% of USDT aside. So look at these coins. Just quickly scanning through them. Okay, these are the coins I'm looking at right now, and I have in my portfolio. You can buy them. Some of them are pumped, but go through this process just to know if they're good buys or no. Lena is gonna do good, I think. Anyways, let's not get carried on with this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the most amazing. Ultimate investing checklist by the most amazing person, which is beginner friendly. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't ask for anything. I don't have. See, as I said, this is all for free, and I don't have a paid course, paid book, paid whatever at the end of this course that I have a bias to tell you something. So I'm telling you unbiased because I make enough money in the crypto industry market and crypto market basically from trading, investing, and other assets. So I don't need your money from videos or signing up into my course or buying a book or, you know. So take this information, understand it, and understand where we are because this is going to be really useful information. I really want you to make money. What I ask for is a like button. Just a simple click on the like button and like this video. So YouTube shows it to a lot of videos, so a lot of people can see it and get value from this video. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next video where we're going to talk more about cryptocurrencies. Thank you and see you next time.